remember that copper pipe that you guys gave me? You broke two of my regular weed glass pipes, and then someone gave me a copper pipe, and that's the time you kept breaking them. You stole one of them, and you broke two of them, and you stole my bong too. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I didn't have enough weed to even roll joints at that point, so it made more sense. You guys went, that's a crack pipe. It's actually not, and I did show you on Google Images. That's when I put in one hitter weed pipe. It's one of the first ones that comes up. It's also on Weeds episode 1, season 1. Doug is smoking that with that exact pipe in his car, in the van, remember? And so no, it is a weed pipe, but did you notice what I was doing with it? I was boiling it at Israel and Lauren's. Why would I do that? Why would I, if I were trying to maintain whatever drugs were in the pipe, I'm not wasting it by boiling it. I did this a couple times too. Now you boil, like my old pipe when I lived there, I boiled, it smelled weird, but I didn't know why. I didn't know why I was getting, I was like, it smells weird. So I boiled it a few times to clean it. I didn't know I was getting drugs, that's why. But also, just in general, that's how you clean your pipes, you boil them. But if I'm trying to maintain the drugs that are on them, do you think I'm going to be boiling it? No, because it's resin. Right. But I didn't want to take the risk because I knew that people were putting other shit, you know, occasionally in the weed that I was smoking. I had no way to know if it was for sure, if it was all legit. And often it wasn't, which is why I stopped smoking weed, incidentally. And that's why I would be getting rid of it. Makes sense? After I boil it, Israel comes in and says, you know, you don't have a filter. When you don't have a filter on a pipe, your weed just goes in the pipe and you lose it, which is true. If you don't have a big enough nug, it's just going to get sucked through. Israel, if you didn't notice, in the living room, they had a bunch of rocks, jade rocks, all being separated in like a baking dish, like a cupcake baking dish. And those were jade rocks. And he said, I'm going to put a jade rock in there for you so that doesn't happen. Now, if you have audio, you hear him say jade rock. Now, if he's trying to say that's drugs, well, first of all, that's not the pipe that you would use to smoke. I guess that would be heroin. That's not how you would do it. So I wouldn't even be like, put it in there. Second of all, if he's just giving me drugs, what does that mean, you guys? No one just has these drugs unless they're selling it or doing it. Can we agree on that? Right. So what does that mean? Does that mean he's a drug addict? Why does he have it just around? You guys. Right. Why wasn't he arrested for distributing? Right. So he obviously has some sort of drug connects, maybe quite possibly because he was a weed dealer. Right. But it's not that, it's a jade rock. So are you telling me that my housemates were on drugs? Well, that could explain their paranoia. Oh, easily. You got a couple that's both using drugs, they could get paranoid about all kinds of shit, especially they're getting public attention, they're dealing weed and possibly other drugs now. Oh, and that's enough reason to throw me in the loony bin right there. Right? So I'm just pointing out that thing to you.